You know, when it comes to polishes and waxes and all, there are so many different kinds. And of course, you've got, you know, buffers that you can use. You've got groats, you know, you've got all these different polishes and stuff. You've got products by Adam, you've got McGuire's, you've got all these different products. And how do you decide what you're going to really try to apply to your car when you start taking a look at actually detailing that car? Hi there, this is Neighbor Rich. Welcome to the channel. Today on the channel, we're going to have some really good times talking to a couple of people about detailing. I know everybody says to me, you know, Rich, you know, your car always looks so clean and so beautiful. And honestly, I have a couple of advantages. It's not a daily driver. And certainly, you know, I always try to keep it really clean. I don't spend as much time as a lot of people think. You know, I do keep it covered. I do have a garage, big advantages in trying to keep a car really, really clean. But, you know, one of the things that I always look at is, you know, how do I keep it like really looking nice and shiny? And what do I use? What do I do? And so honestly, I mean, some of the things that that I use, and again, I'm not anything special, but, you know, I do use some of Street Speed stuff and they do work well. But also I do use a company called Zymol, and we'll be talking about this a little bit later. But the other thing that I wanted to make sure I mentioned is that, you know, I always think about, what about the professionals? You know, how do the professionals get cars looking so pretty? And what products do they use? And so we're going to actually go up to a detailer, and then we'll take a look at some of the products and some of the services that they offer. And then we'll know maybe what's the best way to detail your car. All right, so we pulled it into the shop, and now we've got Cam here. Hey Cam, how you doing?
Thanks for coming out here.
Yeah, good to see you again.
It's been two weeks I've been trying to do this.
Yeah, we've been trying to do this for a little bit, so it's really awesome that, you know, you guys are taking some time, and I really appreciate it. There's Ryan. Hey Ryan.
How you doing?
Austin.
Zach.
And Zach. Nice to meet you guys. So anyhow, you know, honestly, the car does look reasonably good, and honestly, your lighting even helps, I think, to make it even look a little nicer. But, you know, there's no question, there's a lot of things that come into mind. And, you know, one of the things is, and I wanted to ask both of you guys, is, you know, this is an American story. It really is. You guys are entrepreneurs. You started a business. It's awesome. Tell me about it. What, have you always been interested in detailing? And what made you really decide to do this and open up business and come in together?
Sure. I mean, kind of our stories are slightly different. He's been doing it, I would say, since college. And my story was more or less, I would do it on the side with my dad, and we've always talked about opening up a car wash, a detail shop.
That's awesome. Yeah.
So it's been many, many years in the making of trying to do something. It just took forever to do.
Yeah.
And then one day, I think my dad would always get his car washed at where Ryan was working, and he's like, yeah, this is a great idea. This is kind of what we were after. Do a hand car wash, detail center, and you would like you would do it in your driveway.
Yeah.
That's kind of like the right way to do it, rather than take it through a tunnel wash where
sure.
Who knows what you're coming.
Yeah, no, 100%. I am 100% with you. It's like I scream when I see like a really nice car going through one of those.
Right.
No way.
Yeah.
So, but anyhow, yeah. So that's awesome, and your dad kind of inspired you.
For sure.
And I love that.
Yeah.
I love that. Yep. But your story, Ryan, is a little bit different, right?
It is, yes.
Go ahead.
Yeah, so I worked at up at Penn State.
Yeah.
Worked in a restaurant. The owners of the restaurant opened up a car wash because they're a big car wash.
Oh, okay.
So when I graduated, I didn't have a job.
Okay.
So they
typical. Yeah, come out of college. Yeah, that's typical.
So I opened the store up as a manager.
Okay.
And that's how I learned how to do it. And then let's see, about 3 years later, I moved to Mechanicsburg to open up their second store. And then I did that for about 8 years.
Yeah.
9 years.
Yeah.
Met Cam's dad.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
And then honestly, we probably worked on it for about 2.5 years.
Yeah, it was
Just
a long
weekly
time.
meetings?
Weekly meetings.
Weekly meetings for 2.5 years
They
before
just,
you
like,
really
just
come out with
set up
the.
every
Well,
little
the
thing.
location was where we were trying to drive.
You know
So
what they say? Location, 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 and
Exactly.
you got it right.
Yeah. We wanted the idea of like you can just park a car, and if you wanted to wait for the detailing, you waited for your wash, you had things to do. You can walk down to the coffee shop,
Yep.
breakfast, whatever.
Yep, you
so that
can.
was kind of what we were driving after. And then this old gas station mechanic shop went up for sale, and we were like, you know, this might be
This was
perfect. Bays are already here. We just have to do some tune-up.
Perfect.
So yeah, we did some remodeling, and here we are.
That's awesome. That is awesome. So, well, anyhow, I mean, we're looking at the car,
Yeah.
and you know, there's some things like, you know, honestly, for me, you know, one of the things I've never really completely sold on ceramics. I mean, I hear about them, and I'm a wax guy. I use a German wax called Zymol,
Okay.
and I like that wax. I've actually tried a couple of different waxes, and
Okay.
that one seemed to be the best
Yeah.
from my standpoint.
Okay.
You know what? Let me tell you this right now. You know, none of this is being like paid for as an advertisement, okay? This is just having some fun with some guys that love cars, and we are looking at, you know, what's the best thing to do? Like, how can we help some of you guys, like, really make your car pop? I don't know about this, you know, ceramic versus wax.
Wax. As we always tell people, ceramics like the newer technology.
Okay.
And that is kind of where right now it's getting into graphene ceramic.
Ooh. Well, that's a good thing. It's like, what's the latest products? What's out there?
Right
And do
now-
they work? Are they real?
No, they work. They work. It's all based on how well you maintain your car though after and before you do any of that. So you could throw on a wax and you haven't clay barred or do any of the prep work, and next thing you know, it's like, why isn't it working? Well, you didn't do anything to, you know, prepare your car for that.
Okay.
And then once you put it on there, if you maintain it, I mean, you'll get 6 months, a year,
Yeah.
again, all how you maintain it.
Okay.
So, but right now, the newer technology, right now, we use ceramic. We use the ceramic boost. We use ceramic coatings, which that's what we're probably going to show you today, especially because how clean your car, how mint your car is. So we'll definitely do a ceramic coating, and then we'll do a hand wax for you.
All right. Let's see what happens.
Yeah, show the difference.
All right. That sounds like a plan. All right.
Um,
Are we going to do it?
let's do it.
Let's do it.
All right.
All right. Well, they're going to get started on trying to do this. And first, what are they going to do?
We are going to use a stripper to wipe down this hood. We normally
A stripper. Wait a minute. Hold it, Jack. I'm not going there. All right. You know, it's like. All right. Never mind.
So you normally,
All right. Yes. So you're using a stripper. Okay.
yes,
Let's go.
You normally wash the car and everything, but it seems to be relatively very clean. So we're just gonna go straight to wiping it down with a stripper. It takes everything off of the paint.
Okay.
So that it leaves a good starting ground to kind of put the wax and the ceramic on it. But the wax, the ceramic bonds well to the paint.
So now what we're going to do to maybe put this to a little bit of a test, we're going to actually wax one side of this, and then we're going to ceramic coat the other side of this. So there's a little bit of a line. Actually, it looks like a racing stripe. I actually might like that. Maybe I'll get that done. I don't know. This looks pretty cool. I don't know. But, you know, and we're going to actually test and see what really looks like it, or seems like it works the best.
Hand wax here. It's a Carnauba.
It's a Carnauba. Is it just Carnauba or?
Old-fashioned, yeah.
Carnauba-
old-fashioned butter wax here.
Okay, butter wax, Carnauba.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So we're making sure we've got a clean surface first, and then we're applying some wax. A nice thin coating, even circular kind of motion. Is there a good way to do this? A bad way to do this? Can you mess this up?
The wax.
I'll let Austin take it.
All right, Os, go ahead.
The wax you can't really mess up. You're not. A lot of people think that you can take out scratches and stuff with waxes. You can't. You're just going to apply and buff off. That's all waxes are.
I always thought, now this is just me. I mean, I always thought that if you had some really small like just surfacey kind of scratches, not scratches, but like more like, yeah, like little things. Like if you put some wax in it, it really would kind of hide it and cover it over.
Right. But
so
after the first rain, or
yeah, yeah,
comes
right. You're gonna
back.
lose it
Yeah.
quickly. Yeah, I get it.
right off.
Yeah, I get it. So
Yeah.
wax helps,
It
but
does help, but
yeah,
it doesn't last.
it
Unless
doesn't
you
last.
start buffing and things like that. That's where it kind of fills in those.
Well, maybe we should talk about that. I mean, when do you decide that like you need your wax, instead of doing it by hand like that, you really need a buffer?
Yeah, and when you really start seeing those spider webs, those hairline scratches, things like that, when it's like, okay, the wax isn't doing really anything anymore, we need to kind of step it up to the next.
Okay, and that's the next step up?
Next step up would be the buffing.
Using a buffer.
Right. Yep.
Okay. All right, so what are we doing now?
So now we are going to be ceramic coating the other side. This is our 3M ceramic coating.
Okay.
This is who we go through. It's more of an industrial coating, so it's really heavy duty. You're looking at, depending on how you maintain your vehicle, you're looking at upwards of 5 years of protection with this.
Wow.
Yeah, it's a really good ceramic.
Yeah. That is impressive. I mean, if you get 5 years, truthfully, out of a you know, a product like that, and it really does maintain, you know, what it needs to on your car.
We're having a bottle malfunction here.
Blooper roll.
All right. So we got this 3M ceramic here. This is what we go through. You're looking at upwards of 5 years of protection.
5 years of protection.
Yeah,
wow.
Depending on how you maintain it.
That's really powerful stuff.
Yeah. So this one's a little bit more complicated than the wax. It's not super complicated, but every ceramic coating is different.
Oh, okay.
But all go along the same lines though.
You just put a couple of drips?
Put a couple of drips on here.
Wow.
And you're going to.
Okay, so now you're just doing that in straight lines.
Mm-hmm. Going to get a nice even coating over it. Now, unlike the wax, you can't get the whole hood out of this in one application. You gotta work small.
Do it in segments.
Small areas.
Yeah.
Sure that you cross hatch it so you get a really nice even coat.
Yeah, you wouldn't want to miss a spot or a section or something like that. So that's a great way to do it.
Depending on your environment, you can leave it cure for upwards of 5 to 10 minutes, all the way down to like 2 minutes. It all depends on the weather, cold, hot,
sure, humidity. Yeah, it would
like
that makes sense. That makes sense.
With the humidity and stuff, you kind of want to leave it sit for a little bit longer to cure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Awesome. How's Austin doing so far?
Fabulous.
He's doing fabulous. Fabulous.
So another note with this coating is, at least with our coating, the 3M ceramic, the thing to note with our 3M ceramic coating, this isn't something that a consumer can get their hands on. This is not a
Okay, so that's it. This 3M product is a special industrial product that only dealers can get, or only professional detailers can get. Okay, well that's good to know. I mean, there are a lot of products out there, and certainly you can find a ceramic product. But I mean, this one in particular, again, if you really have a car that you want to make sure you protect, something that strong, 5 years, I mean, that's amazing. And I think it's awesome that you can come up to a professional detailer like this, a detail shop, and get that done for yourself.
Yep, absolutely.
So it's wax on, wax off, Daniel, or wax on, or wax off.
With the wax, yes. With the ceramic, it's a little bit more tedious.
Okay. What do you have to do different?
So you want to just do strong, solid wipes back and forth to kind of get the surface level off of it.
So you're not trying to really buff it all.
No,
you're just trying to
just wiping it off, and then you're gonna flip your towel and do the final buff here. And you really want to make sure you get the whole surface and check it out from every angle, far back, everything, just to make sure that there are no high spots.
Wow.
If you leave it cure with high spots, you're not getting the high spots off. You're gonna have to recoat it, strip it, and recoat it.
Wow. Now, how do you strip it? Do you strip it with that same stripper? Is that what you use? Yeah. We're using the same stripper. Yeah, that's fine.
With the same stripper, yes. That looks about good.
That looks really good. And actually, you know what? I think I can see a difference already in a way, because what I'm looking at is I'm looking at the light and the way it's reflecting, like the lights up in the ceiling, and I can see, you know, that is already cleaner, brighter.
This looks a little duller than
Yeah, it really does. There's no question about it. Oh, we've got wax on, wax off now, and we're removing the tape.
so much for your decal.
Yeah, so much for my decal. Yeah, here I thought I was at a decal shop. But where is it? So now we have wax on this side, and we've got ceramic coating on this side. I don't know if you look at the reflection. Yeah, they're pretty close. They're pretty close. Now, you know, let me see the cloth for a second, because one of the things that I do is, you know, it's the coefficient of friction. When you look at, you know, shine, it's really got to do with how clean that surface area really is, and how even it is. How light will then reflect off of that and give you that brilliant shine. And what I do is I use a pull test. This is how I kind of tested waxes before, is I kind of get an idea of how much friction is when I pull a rag.
Okay.
And then I look and see, yeah, honestly, I think there is a little bit less friction on this side, which would mean that the ceramic coating would give you a little bit better gloss and perform probably a little bit better than the wax, and I can actually feel it with the rag.
Nice. And last longer.
Yeah, and last longer. Yeah, good point. Yeah, good point.
You're
Good
talking
point.
the difference between 6 months and 5 years. So
Yes.
yeah.
Yeah, significant. All right, so now we can do a little water test and see how this actually works when you dump some water on this. On this side, you've got wax. On this side, you've got ceramic coating. So let's see what happens when you dump some water on it. All right. And you can see it's channeling here a little bit, whereas here it looks like it really kind of beads up a little bit more. So it really does look like there's a little bit more protection. And you know, I think, you know, when you're driving it then, you know, if you're in rain or something like that, and then it's driving off, and we can actually simulate that, because you've got handy dandy little vacuum and blowers right up there in the ceiling. Awesome. So let's see what happens when you blow this off.
Now, when you drive though, you're probably going like I can't even. You're going pretty slow.
I'm going fast. No, this is neighbor Rich here.
So you can see it. I mean, it blows right off.
It blew right off. It's completely dry. Whereas on the wax side, you can see the wax doesn't quite blow off as evenly and easily and keep it as clean.
Correct.
And that's really interesting to see.
Mm-hmm.
All right, well, one of the things they do, and Zach is going to take us through this one, is...
Nice bloopers.
Yeah, come on, Zach. You got this, man. All right, come on. So anyhow, Zach is going to take us through the neighbor Rich, the exhaust tips. You know, honestly, I mean, mine get dirty really fast. There's no question about it.
You drive too
But
fast.
that's what it is. I drive too fast. I get on it, and all that carbon blows out all the time. But you know, you really can clean these up.
And some people may already know how to do this.
Okay.
It's a great thing, especially with how exposed your exhaust
Pipes are, yeah.
Pipes are. This is a great, easy tool at the house.
All right, Zach, tell us what you're doing.
So we're gonna take some just lubricant spray, detail spray. We're gonna spray down the entire exhaust here. Then we're gonna take some fine grade steel wool. We're gonna go around and we're just lightly take off.
Anything that might be there, yeah.
Yep, all the contaminants in there that keep those dark inside and out.
And another quick tip too, if you wanted to get not your hands to be, because his hands are going to be black after
Sure.
he's done, wear gloves.
Yeah.
If you want
It
to
washes off. Trust me, I do it all the time.
you
But
might
yeah,
be
yeah.
spending 25 minutes.
Yeah,
just
right.
scrubbing the
Spend more time cleaning your hands up than you did doing the exhaust.
exactly.
All right, well, you know, now we've had the tips cleaned and a little steel wool, a little cleanup, and man, they are shining. Thanks, Zach. It looks
Yep, no
awesome,
problem.
dude. Yeah. You know, they've got the outside of this car looking really shiny now, and they actually have things for chrome wheels as well. But one of the things is that they have for leather. Now, again, you know, leather tends to dry out and can sometimes get like cracks in it and other things and not look so nice. But they also have stuff for leather and to apply to leather as well, a detail that you can use. And so, you know, what would you end up doing?
So you want to make sure that you clean the surface first, just like the paint. You want to clean and prep it all up. You have a lot of leather here on your door, on your seats, your steering wheel, your dashboard, all of that, and that can all be cleaned and then conditioned using like a leather guard, a leather treatment, anything like that.
And then you're saying condition. Now, what does that actually do for it?
So it prevents it from cracking, prevents it from wearing, it prevents it from sun fading, especially like your dashboard. It's always important to keep your dashboard conditioned because you see a lot of cracked dashboards, faded dashboards, sticky dashboards, everything like that, and this kind of stuff prevents it. Conditioning is underrated, 100%. You got to make sure that you're keeping your vehicle interior conditioned.
All right, well, she's all cleaned up and she's ready to go. She is looking awesome. We're actually looking at this beautiful Z06. And you know, I mean, honestly, they actually made me an official member of the team, and I'm really happy about this. So, but anyhow, Cam, thank you so much.
Yes, thank you.
Thanks, Ryan.
Absolutely.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Zach.
Thank you.
Austin, love it. You guys did great, and I really appreciate it. But now tell me, like, if somebody wants to come up, now you're in Lingelstown, Pennsylvania.
Lingelstown.
If somebody wants to come up here and they want to get it pricing and get an idea of what it is to do some of these products and get this done, how would they get a hold of you guys?
A couple ways. You can just drive in. We're open from 8 to 5 Monday through Saturday, or they can check out our website, and we have all our pricing and information on there.
All right, and I'll include that down underneath so that you get at least the website and understand, like, if you really want to contact these guys and ask them questions or come in and get a quote, you can do that. So again, thank you guys. Have a great day.
Yeah, thanks.
Thanks, Rick.
See ya.
Yep. That'll pretty much do it for this episode of Neighbor Rich. I hope you learned a little something about detailing. And again, special thanks to the guys at CR Automotive Detailing in Lingelstown. Really appreciate those guys, and they're really helping me out with getting my baby as shiny and pretty as possible. But as always, you know, I always like to leave with something positive, and my positive thing is this. You know, honestly, we all love our cars and we do get them to shine, but what's more important is that you shine. I hope that you really take the time to think about how you can shine in your life. Whether you're in school, you're at work, or you're retired like me, that you can shine and do your best every day. This is Neighbor Rich. Take care. I'll see you in the next one.